Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live, guys.
What up?
Let's go.
Yo, yo.
Just give me 1 second. For some reason, Facebook is not letting me do something once again.
Shocker.
Facebook's good for that.
But we're on every other platform, so.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Which one of us? Me?
Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. L from Cultist Black. That's it.
My name is Kevin Razlog. I'm the drummer and poet of the band and a booking agent.
And I'm Rob.
Nice.
That most of everybody should know by now.
Hopefully.
400 and something episodes later, if you don't know who I am, I'm sorry. So, Kev, do you want to start off with the madness?
Yeah, sure. So you had sent me their EP. I checked out, I think it was your last video. It came out about a year ago. My takeaway from it was, I read your guys' description as a dramatic deathcore / nu metal crossover, which reading that verbiage, just like, okay, this is going to be kind of interesting to see. Musically, I fucking love your guys' tunes. The music video that I watched was really, really well done. So
Thank you.
Where did this kind of come from, like, development wise? Because, like, I hate using the word mainstream, but you guys have some parts of your songs that definitely would appeal to maybe like the non-deathcore, more on the more palatable genre, which I never think is a bad thing, right? Yeah, how did you guys develop your sound, and what's the process like for that?
I mean, really, we're just making what we want to make. Whenever we say deathcore, nu metal, it's not even just that. Like you said, there's lots of really good hooks in there too that could be out of a rock song. We're a little bit all over the place. We're working on a collaboration with the rap group Twisted right now. Actually,
I saw
Nice.
that.
Which we just shot a music video for over the weekend, and that'll be coming out right before we start this tour with Combat Christ. So there's some rap in that, and then like there's a really good kind of a brainworm like hook in the chorus. So we're a little bit all over the place. Some of our shit's really heavy, some of it's a little more like mainstream, I guess, or hooky. But I don't know. I think just good music's good music, right? We're not really trying to be one specific thing. It's just kind of whatever we feel like creating. I get pretty bored with just doing the same thing over and over and over again. So, I listen to lots of different kinds of music, and I wouldn't want to just be like a deathcore band that's just, fucking heavy as shit all the time. I like to have some hooks in there. I like to have some ambience, a little bit of electronic shit here and there, some rap, some whatever the fuck, everything. Throw it at the wall. If it sticks, great. If it doesn't, then try something else, right?
Yeah, that was kind of my takeaway from what I listened to. And while I'm like a huge metal, deathcore, metalcore, whatever kind of core you want to fucking talk about, like from the musician side of things, while I do enjoy playing heavy music, like I don't want to just be doing fucking blast beats and double bass runs a whole set.
Yeah.
Like, A, I'm in my mid 30s. That shit's physically strenuous. And B, it's just like, I want to try and do something a little bit more, right? Especially from a musical standpoint. So, when I was listening to your guys' stuff, I was like, damn, like they're kind of not all over the board, but like there's a lot of like really good hooks. There's a lot of melodics, some cleans, some good screams. Like it was just really impressive and refreshing because you don't really see that as much nowadays, it feels like. When you see a band that goes full into it, it's just like the whole album is like, you could think it's one long ass song. There's not a lot of variants and stuff. And I think your band kind of encompasses a lot, which in my opinion is fucking awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like a lot of times I don't know, a good vocal hook or even a hook on guitar or whatever it may be, but that'll stick with you a lot longer than just a really good breakdown. You know, you can hear a really good breakdown and be like, that was fucking sick. And you can throw it down in the pit, and that's its own thing.
Right.
But a really good hook will keep you coming back. That'll stick with you, you know.
100%.
You got a little bit of both.
So what's your writing process?
I don't know. I start with music usually. You know, I have like kind of a book of lyrics and shit, but most of the time I'll write for the music. I don't like reusing lyrics and vocal melodies and stuff. Like, you know, stuff that's unreleased from the past or old songs. I don't really like doing that. Every once in a while I might, but I like writing in the moment, like for the song. So I usually write to the music, but I try to sit and just kind of think about like what it is, that something that means something to me. If it's something I'm pissed off about or something I'm depressed about or something, you know, just something that means something to me. And I try to write about that so that it has some kind of meaning, but at the same time, I want to make it kind of up for interpretation so that different people can put their own meaning behind it, you know? So that's just kind of the way I go about writing lyrics.
Nice.
And melodies.
So how long have you guys actually been together? I mean, I was looking through your guys' Facebook, and like you guys got that tour with Combat Christ. You got, you know, a good amount of festivals that are coming up for you. What's been your guys' I guess story, the quick version?
Oh, you say how long we've been together? I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't. We started right around COVID. What was the year that COVID was flipping out?
2021.
2021. So right before that is when we started. We had like 3 shows before COVID hit. So that kind of obviously derailed us and fucked with our growth. But we've been a band since right before COVID.
Okay.
So
that's a pretty good trajectory, given, you know, it's been roughly like maybe 3 years, and you guys are doing some killer tours and festivals. So that's kind of what piqued my interest, because my projects just hit about a year, and a lot of bands reach out to me and they're like, oh, you know, we're not going to wait, or we're going to wait until things kind of simmer down and get back to normal. And I'm like, dude, this is the new normal.
It's never going to be normal again.
Well, yeah, this is the new normal in my opinion. But what I've noticed, because I've been doing booking for about 10 years, is that bands at least the level where my band's been at, and maybe at a certain point your band as well, I feel like there's more opportunity than ever for bands to kind of break through and get seen by more people than maybe years past, when it was like really oversaturated with a lot of fucking bands. What are your thoughts on that? Because I mean, it seems like you guys are doing pretty damn good in a relatively short time frame.
I mean, I don't know. We did wait to some degree. Like, we had an album ready to go, and we were supposed to do that Static X tour the year that COVID happened. Mm-hmm. So we did have to wait. We had to wait for that Static X tour. So we waited a good year and a half to drop our album and to do our first big tour. So to some degree, there's some things you just couldn't be helped, you know?
Right.
We actually started writing. It's kind of weird because we had the album and we had music videos for the album ready to go, but we started writing more shit and started releasing shit outside of the album that was written afterwards before we released the album, so we could have some shit out during COVID. Yeah. We did a live stream, and we did like a kind of live in studio music video, and like just some weird shit just to be doing something. So we were still doing shit, but our like big release, we had to wait because we didn't want to release it and not have a big tour with it, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But I think there's always ways to work around shit, you know. You're talking about oversaturation, and I mean, to me, the market's kind of oversaturated now in the sense that you can go online and find 40,000 fucking bands. You know, like you've really got to stand out in order to get seen and heard. There's just so many. Like if you take a bunch of bands and you put Cultist Black on there with like 40 or 50 other bands, we're going to stand out. Like your eye is going to go to us because, I mean, fucking look at us. We're a bunch of fucking weirdos, right? So that is part of the thing. You know, I feel like you got to stand out. You got to find your own voice and your own thing to help you stand out. But
Right.
for us, this is what it's been so far.
Hell yeah.
So, since you said that your music taste is everywhere, right? Is everywhere.
It's pretty wide, yeah.
Who's on your playlist?
Well, it's kind of funny. I listen to probably more podcasts than I do music for recreation, because I get so. It's hard to turn off music brain. You know, it's like I want to pick everything apart. So whenever I'm relaxing, I tend to listen to podcasts. But whenever I'm listening to music, it's usually I'm picking it apart and I'm trying to figure out why it works, and I'm trying to figure out what ideals I could borrow from it. But to answer your question more directly, I like a lot of 90s stuff, really. Like, I love Nine Inch Nails. I love Smashing Pumpkins. You know, I like a lot of Alice in Chains. Like, Deftones are fucking awesome. I love Deftones. So, you know, 90s into 2000s, Slipknot, you know, a lot of the kind of more theatrical bands that you might expect, you know, Slipknot, Mudvayne, Cradle of Filth, shit like that. But, you know, I also like The Weeknd, you know. I like a lot of The Weeknd's shit. You know, I like Panic at the Disco. I like, you know, my girlfriend is really into K-pop. And so she's had me listening to, you know, BTS and Stray Kids and shit like that. And, you know, it's like, it's not really my thing, but I can find what's good in that music. It's like, those hooks are fucking killer. You know, those K-pop guys are fucking a machine, you know, and the shows, the performances they put on are, you know, as an artist, you can look at that and think, damn, there's something there, you know, may not really be my taste, but, you know, so that's why I say all over the place.
Are we gonna see a K-pop cover from you on TikTok anytime soon?
No, I don't think so. I never say never, but I don't think so. We're really not very big on TikTok. We're on there, but not like by our own design. Like when Nevermind came out, we started seeing people doing TikToks with Nevermind, and I was like, that's awesome. But I run all of our socials, and with everything else that I'm doing, it's a fucking chore. To try to run all the different social medias. Plus,
trust me, I know that pain. That's my life. Between Facebook, Instagram, Threads, the stories, the reels, TikTok. Fuck, man,
yep.
It's never ending. But
it's crazy.
Hey, I'm with you guys. I'm with you. I mean, it actually keeps me calm doing all that. But yeah, it's a lot. People would think, but I do it about maybe an hour a day, take a walk, go back to it.
Yeah, it's just, you know, when you're trying to, everything that goes into being in a band, you know, I'm trying to be an artist and write music and come up with crazy imagery. I'm programming lights for our show. I'm trying to work on booking shows. I'm, you know, trying to keep my bandmates together, you know, and put out flames. And we did a music video. I'm heavily involved with that. And, you know, then every day trying to run social media as well. It's just, it's a lot.
And you probably have a full-time job on top of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Same here, man. Gotta love it.
That's the way it is.
So, I mean,
hustle. Exactly.
That's the life of a rock star nowadays.
Yeah. Seems that way. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's, I speak to a lot of people every week, and yeah, same deal. It's, what do you call it? Release music or go on tour, or, you know, it's one or the other.
We're both. Yeah.
Like I'm saying, the money aspect of it, it's one or the other, or do a few shows and then wait a couple months to release everything.
Speaking of which, talking about this right here, am I pointing it? Yep. This is one of my microphones that we're raffling off over the next like 3 weeks before we get on tour. It's in put it in a shadow box.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up so we can promote how you can get your tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a Facebook post and Instagram, and I think you said this video is going up everywhere, but
yeah,
we got the link on all of our socials where you can go. But yeah, raffle tickets $5 and enter to a chance to win it. It's a shadow box of a stage used microphone that we used on tour with Static X.
Hell yeah.
I actually saw them a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, nice. How was it?
It was good. I was well, I couldn't stay for the tire show, but I was there for it was Seven Dust, Static X, Dope, Lines of Loyalty, and yeah, I was there for pretty much all the show.
Oh yeah,
That's a
always
sweet
put,
lineup.
They always put up
Yeah.
a good show. So
Always,
I mean,
always.
literally everybody on that bill, hands down, killed it.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
a huge
Lines-
Snails fan myself.
Lines of Loyalty is a good band. We've done some shows with them here, there, and yon in the past, and really good dudes. So I'm
Yeah.
glad they're getting that opportunity.
Hell
Very
yeah.
nice. I actually had an interview with them there. They were very nice guys. This is a fun one for you. 3-day festival. First day female fronted, second day regional, third day national. Who are your top 5?
God, I almost need to write this down. That's a lot. 3 days. Okay, we'll start with the first one. What did you say the first one was?
Female fronted.
Female?
Female fronted.
Okay. Female
They
fronted.
could be dead or alive. It doesn't matter.
Okay, how many bands?
5.
5. Okay, I'm going to say Rasputina is one of them for sure. Have you guys ever heard of Rasputina?
Not yet.
They're an older band. They've been around for a long time, but they're kind of like they're weird. They use nothing but cellos, and they put distortion pedals on their cellos so they can do heavier shit too.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
But it used to be 3 chicks, but I think one of the chicks left, and now it's like a dude and 2 chicks. Either way, they're a really interesting group of band. So Rasputina, and fuck, I'll say Hole. Courtney Love, she's fucking crazy. Why not? We'll put her in there. And Kitty. Kitty was always fun.
They just released new music, actually.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I'm not going to say OTEP. She has a bad reputation. So Rasputina, Kitty, and Hole. And then I got 2 more. Shit, who else could have put in there? Fuck, what is that? I'll say Mag Dillon because they're local. I guess I'd put that on, but I'll put them in here. Mag Dillon, it's a female fronted group. They're from Virginia.
Yes, they are.
And then let's see here, one more. Hey, you know what? Raven Black. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
You said you're having her on later, right?
Well, I'm talking to her later.
Yeah. And the second one was what? Nationals?
Yeah.
Okay. 9 Inch Nails, Slipknot. Let's see. 9 Inch Nails, Slipknot, and why not Mudvayne? They go with Slipknot well. And Deftones and Smash Pumpkins.
Then you have regional.
Regional. Well, let's see. We can put. Does it have to be from this region? I guess. Does it matter?
It could be your homies. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And you said dead or alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll put my bassist old band Solomon Grundy. I'll do that, and I will do Lines of Loyalty is technically regional.
Yeah.
I'll put them in there, and through all this time, which is another kind of local band around here that we've done a lot of shows with, Attracting the Fall, and let's see who else. The Coursing, they're our homies.
Okay.
All right, is it my turn? I had to take some notes.
Yeah, it's that's a lot in it.
I mean, if you want to partake in this one, or you can ask your question.
I'll partake in this one just because it got my mind kind of flowing, and I thought this was actually a good one. So, female fronted, Straight Line Stitch.
God, that's a good band. Yeah, they're actually from North Carolina.
Oh no shit! Yeah, I
Yeah.
played fuck.
Or no, from
2000
Tennessee. They're from Tennessee, but we used to play shows with them a lot back in the day, my old local band. Anyways, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're good. I played a couple shows with them. It had to have been like 2012, 2013. Alexis was like the nicest fucking person ever. Really good band. So yeah, them In This Moment, Spirit Box, Ginger, and No Doubt, because I fucking
No Doubt, that's
love
funny.
No Doubt.
Spirit Box was one I was trying to think of. Actually, I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that didn't come up.
They're a good band.
Nationals, Wage War, August Burns Red, Fit for a King, Deftones, Slipknot. And then regionals, my homies, Life Right Now, Widow 7, Post Profit, and my other homies, Major Moment. And then I was kind of drawing a blank after that.
I saw Widow 7's on one of the festivals we're doing, actually.
Yep.
Is it Ink? Are they on Ink, I think?
Maybe.
I think that's right.
I see a lot of the same bands on all of them, so I'm kind of like getting mixed up who's on what, because it seems like a lot of them are kind of like across the board playing most of them.
I wish we were across the board. We've got two of them. We got Rockfest and Incarceration. But yeah, I wish we had all of them. I'd love to do Louder Than Life.
Shit, me too, man. That would be killer. We actually had a golden ticket from the DWP thing last year, but they're not doing the battle anymore. So I was giving Josh Paul some shit about it yesterday, doing an interview with him. I'm like, so what the fuck happened to our golden ticket? He's like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Wow, that sucks. We did one of those a while back too, and it didn't end so well. We got to like the finals, and we had this was like, I don't know, 3 years ago. I don't know. It was when we were coming up, and yeah, we did the like finals where you have to do like the live stream thing, and we had really bad technical difficulties that just botched the shit out of our performance. It was so bad because when I got off stage, I was like, we fucking killed it. That was awesome. And then I went right to my phone, and my girlfriend was like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, what do you mean? And like I had all these notes. It's like, that was terrible. What happened? And I'm like, I don't know. And I went back and watched it, and it was just terrible. Like,
oh, that's brutal.
The sound quality was trash. It was just like out of a trash can. It was.
Well, it's even worse that you thought you guys did really good, and then to have that happen, it's like, fuck, man. Like,
yeah, it was like 3 minutes. I was happy for like 3 minutes, and then I looked at my phone. I was like, oh no.
That's fucking
shit
wild.
happens. Shit happens.
Like I like watching the battles and this and that, but it's kind of hard for me to vote because like I know almost everybody that's on the lists, and I good-heartedly like it. I want you all to win, so like I can't really. I will share everything for you, but to vote for something, I have to be biased, and I can't.
Yeah.
So like I love all. I mean, it. Yeah, I just can't do it.
We only did it the one time. We did it the one time, and we didn't do it again because, it's like your fans get fatigued with that kind of shit, and it's a lot like what you're saying. Like, it's almost a burden, to have to pick between all these other people that you're friends with and stuff. And if you're just posting that shit constantly, it gets your fans fatigued. So we did it once, and it was kind of one and done for us. But we didn't win it, but later on we ended up on a DWP show anyways because we're on Incarceration Fest. So,
yeah, I look at it as a good opportunity to just kind of get your name into a different, field of vision, whether it's the DWP folks or just like their hardcore followers. Kind of like with Octane, if you do really good on Octane, you can impress the powers that be there, and they have a pretty solid following of actual music fans, not casual listeners. So. Never hurts to try it once at least.
Yeah, we had one song get on Octane just out of the blue. Nevermind was on Octane during our tour with Overkill, and we had no idea. We just while we're on the road, people were coming up to us and being like, "Oh, we heard you guys on Octane and wanted to check it out." I'm like, really? No idea how that happened, but it hasn't happened again. We got another single coming out later in the year that we really want to push to Octane, so we're hoping we'll end up there again. But it's kind of a weird, I guess, I don't know, it just happened we're happy. But
hey, I mean, you had it happen. Here I am sitting here wrecking my brain how to get them to pick up one of our songs and just crickets.
I mean, same. I mean, we're about to be doing the same thing, and we have. It's just, I don't know, just somehow or another we lucked out on that one, which is a really good song, and it's our most popular song, and it's got the most hits. So I'm sure that had something to do with it. But it's weird because none of us pitched it, you know. Really weird.
It just takes one fan to send it to the right person.
True story.
I mean, to be honest, you just need one person to send one of your songs to somebody, or a TikTok or whatever, and you don't know where it's going to lead from there.
Yeah.
Yep. True story.
It can go viral in 2.5 seconds, or you never know.
True story. I have that conversation with my bass player, Spencer, because he's like, I'm going to figure out the way to make a TikTok to have it go viral. And like once a week, he'll be like, dude, I got the best idea. This is going to go viral. And obviously none of our shit has. But I just am like, dude, it's like going to a casino, man. Like the more cracks at it you take, your odds are probably better. But like, not that the house always wins in music, but I mean, there is that reality that you can continually try and might not ever get it. But yeah, I always say just fucking try it. And if lightning strikes or whatever the analogy is, boom, you're good to go.
Yeah, no, I feel you. That's kind of my tact on things is I'm never really afraid to take a chance because I'm also not really afraid to fail, you know, because I feel like as long as you're failing forward, then you're still doing good. You know, if you're learning from your mistakes and you're advancing, though you may have a few fallbacks, you're still going the right direction and you're learning what didn't work, you know?
Yep. Yeah, I tell bands I've been failing for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you learn the things that work and the things that don't work over the course of all these years. And it's even crazier because the music industry itself is always evolving too, right? So, you know, when I was the booking agent for Eva Under Fire, like certain things we did for marketing and like pitching meals and stuff, like that stuff kind of just doesn't work the same way as it did, you know, 6-7 years ago. So
it doesn't work the same way now.
Yeah.
Like even if you, I mean, yeah, no, it's TikTok, Instagram, what do you call it? YouTube Shorts, and I mean everything you can think of. If now there's another platform that I don't know of, that I mean, that's the only way it works, really.
Yeah,
it's word of mouth. It's not, what do you call it? You can hand out business cards. You can try to make events, but it's really just word of mouth of, hey, listen to this. I have a playlist for here. It is on Spotify. Almost every band that I've had on is on that list. I have to re-update it tonight when we're off. So I share that out whenever I possibly can. So, try to push everybody's music.
By the way, I saw somebody I saw a little thing pop up down here asking when the Twisted collaboration was coming out. I didn't want to interrupt the conversation, but it's we don't have an official release date like announced yet because we've been waiting on a few things. We just shot the music video not yesterday, but over the weekend, and I just got some stuff back from Jamie from Twisted today, actually. But we are looking at probably March 15th. Is probably what it's going to end up being. I wanted it to be March 8th because I wanted to release it right before the tour started. But the first date of the tour is the 14th, I think, if I'm not bad mistaken. And we're probably going to release on the 15th because just timelines being what they are.
You're going to steal all of our thunder. That's a release date for one of our singles.
Oh, really? Okay. There's enough to go around.
No, I know. I'm just fucking with you. But I'll make sure to keep my eyes open for that. Definitely. I'm excited to hear that shit.
What's up, Saint Diablo?
I love when bands do stuff kind of like out of the box like that. So I'm stoked to see how it turns out.
Yeah, what's the song that you're releasing?
So it's called Death Wish. We've got 12 singles. I don't think we're going to release all 12 this year. But yeah, we've got 6 singles of Poet, and then we got 6 singles with features. I'm sure most of the people will know who the features are, but I don't want to name them just yet. But we're really fucking stoked about them. Yeah, so we're ready for a fucking huge year, kind of like you guys are. Busy,
for
busy,
sure.
busy. I also wanted to ask, since you guys seem like your band's like really killing it and going on the right path, what's been like your biggest struggle, whether it's business side, music side? What's the one thing that kind of just is like that thing where you're like, fuck, I wish I could just pawn this off to somebody else?
Our biggest struggle, like for just me personally, or for the band in general?
Maybe pick for you and then the band.
Social media. That's what, like, the social media and honestly, networking in general, is kind of just, you can see my dog here is really trying to get into the frame. But, yeah, I'm kind of a reclusive person by nature. And so doing all the networking and stuff is kind of taxing, honestly. But it's got to be me. Like, I have to do it. Yeah, if I could, I would put somebody else to do it. I learned in the first band that I was ever in that you got to network and you got to talk to people, because I didn't. And when my first band broke up, I was like, oh wait, I don't know fucking anybody. It's like, I'm fucked. So I had to kind of just completely start over. So I have learned that, yeah, I got to network. But yeah, if I could, I'd put the social media and networking and stuff on somebody else.
Right on.
Do you feel it's easier to network if you just pop up to other people's shows and do it that way?
I definitely, in person is easier. Yeah. It's definitely easier on tour because you're around everybody all the time, and it's just, you naturally, befriend people. And, that's where a lot of my long-term friendships in the industry have come from, is touring, So I definitely find that that's easier. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What is the hardest thing you feel about being on tour?
Being away from my family and my dog.
I share that sentiment too.
Yeah. No, I mean, it really is. Like, I love performing, and there's things that are difficult about it. Depending on the tour, you might be broke as shit and be sleeping in the van half the time. That's fine. I don't mind that as much. As it's really the hardest part is being away from the people that you love and your animals.
Yeah.
Like, this goes for both of you. As of date, what is your memorable moment being on tour? Like a holy shit moment.
I'll let you go first.
I mean, I guess because I've done quite a bit of touring over the years. Last year was our band's first tour as this project, right? And we started in January, so I started booking a tour for July in January, and I only had one single. The oh shit moment for me was the fact that I booked all 9 dates. We got paid on a good number of them. And the other oh shit moment was after we wrapped the last show, we sold pre-sale tickets every single night. We sold merch every single night. Now, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday shows, we played for like 20 fucking people. It's not glamorous. It's not a packed house. But our guitar player was actually going to quit just because he didn't think he could make the commitment. He was dealing with a lot of mental health issues. And literally, as we were coming back up to Michigan, he was like, bro, like, this changed my whole mindset. Like, I'm in it. And for me, I was like, damn, like, I've booked more tours for bands where the bands broke up because they couldn't get along. They couldn't live on the road. And this motherfucker was about to quit. And we did this one tour, and now he's like all board. So yeah, that was a pretty cool moment for me, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild how just one show can kind of change the trajectory,
100%.
The first tour that I ever did, my whole band quit after the tour was over. Like, the moment the tour was over, pretty much everybody but one dude quit because they're all like, we can't do this, And my mindset was, when can we do more, And the rest of the band was like, nah, fuck this, we're done. So it just depends. You don't really know until you get out there and try to do it. I guess to also, to answer that question of, you said it was like a most impactful thing, right?
Yeah.
Was that what it was? There's been a few. I'm trying to narrow it down to one. I don't know. I guess I'll say the most recent one, probably most recent, was being on tour with Static X, of course. Being on tour with Static X and Fear Factory and Mushroom Head and all these legendary bands that I grew up listening to and befriending them and all that is awesome. But one show in particular was we played at the it's the ballroom in Wisconsin. I forget the name of it, but that show was I heard the Static X guys and all talking about how it was the biggest headlining crowd for them that they've ever had, even when Wayne was alive.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
And it was really cool to be a part of that and to be able to go out and perform. And this room was huge, but it was kind of wild to when we walked in. So every night on this tour, it's been sold out every night, right? When we walked into this room, I said, well, this one, we're not selling this one out. This one's going to be, it's too big. And as we're back in the green room, we're, getting ready. And people are telling that the place is fucking packed. And I'm like, really? Like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of people, and we walked out on stage and it's just a fucking sea of people. I think it was 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Wow.
And, indoors is a fucking lot.
Yeah.
So it's wild. There's pictures and video online of it, but to walk out and see that crowd and to know the history of Wisconsin and Static X and all that was really, really cool, and it was really cool to be a part of that. So I'd say that's a big highlight for me for sure.
That's awesome.
So what is your favorite thing about being a musician and the thing you hate the most?
My favorite thing about being a musician is performing. I think I pretty much got into music for performing live. I love creating, but it's the live performance is like the payoff. That's, I don't know. Like I got into music because of going to see bands live and being like, fuck, like I love the energy and I want to make people feel the way that made me feel, So I think that performing live is the most enjoyable thing to me. I think that the travel in between the shows is the least enjoyable, if we're talking about touring in general, I guess. Because sometimes you'll have like a 12-hour drive that you don't get to sleep and you just got to go and go and go and go. But the shows themselves, I've always said if I could like transport to shows and skip all the driving, that'd be fucking awesome.
So that would be your superpower?
Yeah, for sure. Teleportation.
I agree with that 1,000%. And to build on that, time zone changes are the worst. Like when you're doing like a 10-hour drive and you're losing 3 hours here and then on the way back, yeah, that shit fucking sucks.
Hey Eli, how's it going? Sorry, just shouting out to these little chats.
No, you're good, man.
No, that's why I'm putting them on the screen so you can make sure you see them. So when you're on tour, when you're going to, say, a certain city, do you have any places that you love to go since you've been there before? Say like food-wise or... Yeah.
It's kind of hard because so much of the time we don't really have time to do fucking anything, We may be able to walk to something if it's nearby and get food. But usually it's just, we just don't really have time to do shit. There's like, there's usually fast food actually, because it's fast, but there's like fast food joints in different parts of the country that I enjoy, like, Whataburger in Texas. Like I like Whataburger. We always like going to Buc-ee's whenever we're around the Buc-ee's. Those beaver nugs are fucking delicious, or Bucky nugs, or whatever the fuck they call them. They're fucking good.
I gotta make it out there one day.
Oh, you have never been by a Buc-ee's?
No, I'm starting to travel a little bit now.
Dude, they're awesome. The first time I went to one, it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, it's like a fucking Walmart for a gas station. It's wild.
Yeah.
So like I'm based out of New Jersey, so I normally do trans-state, New York, Pennsylvania. I'm trying to get out to North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia sometime this year, hopefully.
Nice.
Man, there's nothing out here. There's nothing out here.
Well, okay, but I have buddies that are playing. They're not coming out this way. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for my own sanity and for content, I try to try to pop up as shows as possible I can. That
Yeah,
are not
for sure.
just going to my normal stomping grounds that they know me by name. So, like,
For sure. Yeah, and it's kind of weird too. Like, it seems like a lot of the time, shows like you can go to like bumfuck middle of nowhere and have like a badass show, because it's like people don't have anything else to do, so everybody's going to come to your show,
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like when I was doing tours, like for playing bars and shit, where load-in was like 7:00, we had tons of time to go sightseeing, whatever. And then the last tour that we did was more smaller clubs and shit. Load-in's like 3 p.m. kind of stuff. And yeah, like you literally don't have fucking time to go see sights. Like fast food's basically it, unless you get any catering or if they have food there. And that was like, because I was like, oh yeah, we got early load-in. This is fucking sweet. Like we can take our time. And then next thing I know, it's 6:00 doors. And I'm like, well, fuck, I haven't eaten anything. Like, what happened to the time?
Yeah, and for me, I can't eat. I limit myself like 3 hours before we play. I can't eat.
Yeah.
So if we get to that point and I haven't eaten, I'm not eating until after the end of the night.
I'm the same way. As a drummer, the last thing I want to do is eat a bunch of food and have it just sit in my fucking stomach. And then I'll get hangry. Like the guys will be asking me simple shit, and I'm just like, dude, I don't want to fucking talk right now.
Same. Because as a vocalist, obviously my whole fucking pipes and every shit, that's my instrument. So
Yeah.
I can't have just had a fucking giant cheeseburger and then try to fucking go out on stage and sing and then have fucking cheeseburger up chucking in my throat.
So do you guys drink before you go on or after the show?
I don't drink at all ever.
Okay.
So I'm actually straight edge. But some of our guys will drink a little bit. I really try to quail, like, I can't have nobody shit face on stage,
No, I can't.
So
No.
they may have a drink like before to kind of calm their nerves if they need it, but they try to keep that shit mostly to after.
Yeah,
Okay.
same here.
Well, speaking of that, do you still get nervous? You've been doing
I don't
this
know.
for years.
I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of it's kind of a weird thing to think about because I don't think I get nervous. I don't really even. I don't know. It's like certain shows like I'll get really hyped for, But I only get nervous. I'll tell you. I'm thinking. You're making me think. But I got nervous going up with Fear Factory. When I'm going up with a band that's not my band, it's like different, and
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I was pretty fucking nervous going up to do a song with Fear Factory. In fact,
I can imagine.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
understandable.
You're used to certain musicians, their positions on stage, your show, and then you got an entirely different thing. I totally get
and
it.
it's like it's also a band I grew up listening to as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a double whammy of actually the first night I was supposed to go up with Fear Factory, I didn't do it because I went up and I was ready. I was standing side stage, and they were having like technical issues, and I was waiting for somebody to give me eye contact, like yes, come up, and it didn't happen.
Okay.
And then so I was like, all right, well, fuck it. So I went off. And then, like, the next day, the guys from Fear Factory were like, where the fuck were you at? Why didn't you come out on stage? I was like, I was waiting. It's like, no, just fucking come up. I was like, all right. So the next night, I did. But I was so nervous the first night that I was like, I'm not going to just fucking go up there, without some kind of indication of it's cool to go, you know.
Right. Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Who's this asshole coming on stage right now?"
Yeah, I didn't want to walk out and be like, "Get the fuck off the stage," you know. So, but it was really, really cool going out with them. And actually, that's where I made friends with Jamie from Twisted, because he was going up with Fear Factory one night, and I was too. And he was really nervous, and I had done it a couple of times already. So I was talking to him beforehand, like kind of trying to coach him up a little bit. And he was like, "I'm really glad you're going up with me because it makes me feel better." And I was like, "Awesome, cool." So we kind of became friends in that moment. You know, again, touring, making friends.
Yeah.
You were each other's crutches in that moment.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
So, what was the best advice you were given and the worst advice you were ever given, musically or not musically?
Good Lord. Go first, Kevin.
So musically, I had been told a lot of the like fake it till you make it, like carry yourself and present yourself as like a big fucking rock star, which I think like doing things a certain way, like from a quality perspective makes sense, but to like tout yourself as like this big, huge, grand national big touring band and being cocky and shit, that's not going to get you anywhere. Yeah, I definitely think that was obviously some of the poorest advice I had ever gotten, because I think nowadays especially people want people to be real and honest. And then outside of that, I don't know, like I get a ton of advice from like all different like avenues, but I kind of just always go what makes sense in my mind, and I try it, and if I fail, I fail. If it works, it works. So I kind of just like, if someone says do X, Y, and Z, I might do Y and not X and Z kind of thing, and kind of just like do my own path. So it's kind of hard to answer that, but yeah, the whole like carrying till you make it kind of thing, I think is probably the worst advice for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's something to that in the sense of trying to present yourself as professional and, you know, but fake it. No, I'm not really big on that either. Because I think it's you can see through it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've always kind of been more the one to talk myself down, you know. I feel like other people are going to sing your praises for you if you're doing a good enough job. If you're trying to do that, then you just look like a jackass. So yeah, that's kind of been my take. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sitting here while you're talking, trying to think about what my answer is going to be. And Edsel Dope has been really, really influential on me and my musical career, and has helped me a great deal. And I was trying to think of anything in particular that he had said to me. And there's a lot of things, but I just can't pinpoint one thing. But something that I say a lot and like that has stuck with me, and I don't remember where the hell it came from, but I'm sure it's, you know, a lot of people say this, but something that has stuck with me is that the difference between good and great is the little things. And I fully believe that. I think that if you're not dedicated enough that you're going to put work into trying to make sure that the little things are right, then you might be good, but you're not going to be great, you know? So I believe that wholeheartedly. And that goes in anything in life. It can be music or otherwise. You know?
For sure. Definitely. So is there a bucket list venue that maybe you have your sights set on that either you may be playing soon or you're dying to play? Like not Wembley, but like just like one of those bucket list spots like the Machine Shop or some shit?
Yeah. Sorry.
Bless you.
I have been privileged enough that I've played Machine Shop. I've played, you know, all the big venues really around that aren't stadiums, or in the States. But I do have, for this band, bucket list of stuff like that. I really would like this band to play at the Whiskey A Go Go. And that's the first stop on this tour with Combat Christ. So we're about to check that off the list.
Nice.
Cool.
Something that I want to do that I haven't been able to do in this band or any other is just go tour overseas. Like I haven't been able to do that. A lot of my contemporaries and my friends in the industry have done it, and I have been left in the cold. I'm yet to be able to get overseas, so that's kind of on my personal bucket list. And I would love to take cultists overseas. I don't even give a fuck where. Just
I was actually gonna say, do you want to do Japan, Europe, Australia, or are you just like whatever, we'll go?
I mean, yeah, whatever. It'd be probably more European, but we're actually in a magazine in Japan at one point, which was kind of weird, but cool. But no, I haven't played any shows over there. That'd be cool to play over there too, for sure. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things, like you said, a bucket list. If I've never performed overseas, like I've performed in Canada, so I've technically performed out of the United States, but not, overseas.
Right.
Like, for real, like big festivals overseas would be fucking phenomenal.
Definitely.
So I know you only have a little bit longer with us, so you have to be out by 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any messages for your fans? Then we'll get into everything that's going on for the rest of the year.
Everything that's going on for the rest of the year. Well, I mean, as far as a message, you mean like a personal message, and then we'll get to the. Okay, yes. I got you. It's really weird being, the front man and kind of the spokesperson of a fucking band of weirdos as I am. And, I kind of have a tendency to downplay myself. And it's just weird for me to think of like speaking to an audience. But I have to say that I do know and I see and I understand that our music does speak to people. And there's a lot of people that have came up to us at shows and told us how much that the songs mean to them and the lyrics mean to them. And I don't know. I think, I think that one of the biggest messages of this band is that you're not alone, and that, like a lot of my life and experience, I've felt very much like an outcast and a weirdo and alone to a certain extent, and I guess that's part of the message is that you don't have to feel that way, or at least there's other people that also feel that way, and just be yourself, like be your own true weird fucking self. That's kind of, I guess, when you boil it down, it's kind of what we're about. But as far as talking about shit we got coming up, we got the Comic Christ tour that's starting. I think the first date's March 14th. Though we have two dates on the way out there. One's in Dallas and one's in Vegas. So those are on like the 12th and 13th, I think. And then we're doing the Comic Christ tour, which goes all around the country. So look it up, find us, come and check us out live. It'll be a good time. We have the Twisted music video and song that's going to be dropping right along the start of that tour, which, like I said, I think it was March 15th, probably. And then we're going to have more music coming out. We got another couple that are just sitting here waiting for us to make a music video for and release. So we'll have more shit coming this year. Of course, we got Incarceration Fest and Rock Fest and Michigan Metal Fest, which is always a fun one. We played that last year, and those are just a really cool group of people that put on that festival. Really cool vibe. So yeah, come check us out. Go to our socials and shit. We got this fucking microphone that we're raffling off. So go buy a raffle ticket. It doesn't cost much. It'll help us with gas getting across the fucking country. And maybe you'll win a fucking cool piece of history.
Hell yeah.
All right. Kev, do you have any more questions, or we'll wrap this up so he can finish?
No, I know we're kind of strapped for time. I just wanted to say it was a pleasure getting to chat with you. Really dig the music, man.
Thank you.
I just moved out of Michigan. Otherwise, I would come see you guys at Metal Fest. But hopefully our paths will cross sometime. I love what you guys are doing, and just keep killing it, and good things will come.
Hell yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. It was great speaking with you dudes, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and yeah.
I'm just going to set in the reminder that this is on Facebook, Concert Junkies, Rob and John, YouTube, Concert Junkie, Rob and John, YouTube, and Twitch is just Concert Rob, and You might find some of this on TikTok. It is just Robert M. Rosenthal. I want to thank you guys for your time and have a great night.
Peace
Thank you,
out.
dudes.
Peace out.
Appreciate it. Later.